This is Rosh Chodesh Adar, the first of Adar, and Parsha Truma. And you might not think they're connected, but in reality, there's a certain deeper connection. Parsha Truma teaches us about voluntarily giving to the temple, to the upkeep of uh, the tabernacle and the temple. That's why last week we had Parsha Shkalim, where we're reminded that we have to give money to fix the roads and all that stuff when we're in Israel. Adar teaches us something else, because Purim is in the middle of Adar, and Purim teaches us the precariousness of Jewish life in this world, especially outside of the land of Israel. Outside of the land of Israel, where we don't have outside of Israel, Israel has an army, thank God. Is able to defend itself. Outside, we don't have these things. And as we've seen through recent events like in Bondi in Australia, Bondi Beach, and other places, the Jewish life can be very precarious, especially when the government doesn't care, as we've seen in some of these places. Uh, and we see from the story of Purim how precariousness the Jewish life in the diaspora, the Galut, can be. That when Mordechai tries to go to Esther, and he says, "Listen, you got to do something. So otherwise I'll do it." And she knows he would be a disaster. She knew how to get to the King Ahasuerus, so that he would do her bidding. That Mordechai would have just stormed in. Then she knew that would not work. But remember, Ahasuerus, he doesn't care about the Jews, one way or the other. He saves the day because Esther is his wife, and he loves her. And if he didn't love her, he would have let Haman do whatever he wanted to do. There's a story about a fellow that I knew, Rabbi Moshe Segal. He was a Chabad rabbi. He made Aliyah in 1928 from the Soviet Union. He was a Chabadnik, and the family, Erev Shmini Atzeret, the family got notification that they could leave the Soviet Union and go to the land of Israel. So except Moshe Segal, who was 17 and a half, he would have to go stay and serve in the Red Army. He was going to be drafted. So Rabbi Moshe Segal said, it's Simchat Torah coming up. It's a requirement of a Jew to be happy. So he celebrated Simchat Torah. Motzei Simchat Torah, a black car arrived at their place. Now, in the Soviet Union in 1928, that was not a good sign. His mother packed him some food so she'd have something on his way to Siberia, because they just assumed that's what was going to happen. He was brought to the local head of the secret police, he walked in. He said, "I want you to know something. Do you know who Mrs. So-and-so is?" And he says, "Yes, she's our next door neighbor." He says, "No. Do you know who she is?" And he realized something's going on here. And the head of the local secret police said, "She's my wife's best friend. Your mother cried to her that you could not go to the land of Israel. She cried to my wife. My life ever since then has been a living hell. I'm going to let you know, you're not going to the land of Israel because of God. You're going there because of my wife." And Moshe Segal, when he tells the story, said, "I knew at that moment it was not the time to get into a discussion of how it could be that the one person that could connect everything happened to be there." But he said, that shows you the hand of God. That underneath everything, there was God working. And that's the story of Purim. That our job, as you notice, he said that on Simchat Torah, he had to be happy. We have to always realize that, yes, bad things happen to us, but we're not victims. Okay? Being a victim is not a good thing. We have to take it as, okay, this is happening. How do we solve this problem? So that's a connection. that we should always bear in mind. Something to think about.